And welcome back to Batman Arkham Asylum on Steam. I'm One Wild Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we entered a new type of area that we are going to be traversing throughout the course of this game. This year, ladies and gentlemen, is the non-grapple zones. There's only a grand total of like 2 of these, maybe, during the course of the entire game, and they are as I say, you can't grapple onto any of the walls because the structural integrity, let's just say, is shit.
This area is falling apart. It's not safe to use the
Hey, this is weird. The payments to Dr. Young's account didn't stop exactly. They were declined. Dr. Young put a block on her account.
Sounds like she had a change of heart. She tried to block the payments. Joker doesn't like it when his partners try to back out.
So he decided to get himself back to Arkham, find his formula, and I've hacked into her email accounts. 2 mails stand out. The first is a resignation letter dated last week. Sounds like she was trying to get away.
And the second?
A message from Joker, well, Jack White. It's a long thread. She's begging to stop the experiment, says it's too dangerous. She's not listening. Let's see. Random threats to her family, a couple of bad jokes, a picture of a dead baby and a threat.
Go on.
He says, I'm coming for you, I want what I paid for. And then another joke about wheelchairs. Lovely. And a drawing of some kind of donkey.
No mystery why she's so scared. I'm coming up to the surface. I'll find her.
I mean, the donkey would be enough to terrify anyone in my professional experience, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, this little area sequence that we're going through is a little bit of a mini platforming challenge, or at least the closest thing that this game has to platforming, in which we just need to run across all these gaps and just find the correct way to go. Now, I'm too used to the second game now, Arkham City, where you could actually grapple with the Riddler trophies. We can't seem to do them here, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, this little sequence here, it's a little tricky to traverse on your first playthrough, but when you learn the layout of this area, it's not too bad. I kind of like it. It kind of breaks up the pace of gliding around everywhere, you know, just by making it slightly harder to maneuver yourselves, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of which, is actually one of these Riddler things by here as well that we need to scan. These are the hardest things to find in this game, ladies and gentlemen, if I am to be perfectly honest, because every time I play through this game, I always struggle to find those specific question marks, because, well, you can only see them if you're in detective mode, you know, ladies and gentlemen, which is, honestly, detective mode, I can't get that Riddler trophy yet, by the way. Detective mode's one of those I love it but hate it sort of things, because detective mode ruins your vision, but it does show up a hell of a lot of extras, hidden collectibles in the environment, so it's one of those things I hate to use, but I also love because of how useful it is. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, if you will. I don't know, a couple of games actually do have that sort of feature, and it usually irks me in most games whenever I have that feature, because I want to see the game as it's intended to look without the weird filter over the top, you know, folks. If you want to make it easier to find things, just make things all these glowy, just make everything glowy markers, you know. Can you explode this wall? Make it glow gold or something. Now, I'd be happy enough with that. But I know a lot of other people prefer to have like a vision mode that tells you these things because it's all immersive and stuff. But I digress. Anyway, now we are back up to the main grounds of Arkham Asylum, which is all well and good. And now that we're on this sequence by here, keep an eye out, because I think there's about 2 or 3 Riddler trophies that you can get hold of from this particular spot. One of which I think I'm picking up right about now. There we go, I'm dropping down, there it is. So yeah, keep an eye out whenever you come out of the sewer, because around this little collapsed building structure, there's quite a few of these you can pick up. And that explosive wall that happens to be on the sides of a cliff face, we will be able to access that later on using a power-up to our Batclaw, but not right away, sadly. Not right away. But anyway, now we actually have access to a brand new mook type. These are the snipers, as you would expect. They're snipers, you know, if they see you, they're gonna shoot you, and if they shoot you, it's going to bloody hurt, you know, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to be hit by a 50 caliber sniper rifle. Your face will be taken right off. But these mooks are pretty easy to deal with if you know how to maneuver around the area. You just need to find a way outside of their line of sight, and sneak up behind them and give them the old armpit smell, because that's more than Batman's armpits are more than enough to knock these mooks out, apparently. That's what I get from the animation, some of the animations he does, because some of the animations is like he just punches them in the back and then he just sticks his armpit over their face and like, ooh, disgusting. Why would you do that? Ew, no, no. Oh well, combat, and I love how the camera is in this section. That's complete sarcasm, by the way. The camera is pretty damn awful. Like for the most part during the course of this game, the camera is usually really tolerable. But every now and then, whenever you go near a wall, the camera will freak out and it doesn't know what to do with itself. And it's not too bad. It's only like 1 or 2 sequences the entire game where this is a big major issue to me personally. But I know it'll throw some people off, so I might as well pay note to it and you know, just say, oh, this is a thing. Don't do this. Well, those hanging bodies don't look suspicious. Just cut them down. Oh, surprise, surprise! It was a trap. Oh, I never would have got that. You just need Admiral Akbar by here. But yeah, you just need to remember that you have access to the stun ability as well, because that's my biggest issue when I'm playing this game with these stun mooks. Is I just forget the stun ability exists a lot of the time, so I find myself just sort of flailing whenever I'm fighting against them until my brain suddenly clicks and goes, oh, I have a B button I can press. Oh my god, it's revolutionary. See, I remember back in the day when we used to have 3 buttons on our controllers and we liked it. Hell, there's people who lived longer than me and they had to set with 2 buttons on their controller and they loved it. Granted, I own an NES and I grew up with that alongside my Mega Drive, but that's beside the point.
I've got a couple of men in the guard towers.
Shh, go to sleep now, go to sleep. Yes, good. It's a good mook. And I think that's one of the easiest Riddler trophies to get, and if I'm to be perfectly honest. Now, in this specific area with these snipers by here, this is the hardest area in terms of sniping in the course of the game. Now, it's not so bad by here, but at a later point in this playthrough, you're going to see me struggle just to get around the snipers in this area when, basically around the point when shit hits the fan and the entire Highland goes nuts. You know, ladies and gentlemen, basically I kept dying to the snipers in this area because I just couldn't think of a way to get around them properly, and it used to bug me. Speaking of which, whenever snipers do lock onto you, you will see their laser red sight line thingy. And whenever you see that on top of you, what you're going to want to do is mash the A button like absolute mad, because that will do a dodge roll. And if people play Kingdom Hearts, you'll know that dodge rolls are absolutely, they're a godsend, you know, absolute godsend. And how did he shoot me? Its aim shouldn't be, whatever. I might as well not even. Boop, there's one down. So with these couple of snipers by here, if you're unlucky, one of them will spot you, but it's easy enough to take them down anyway, because you can just basically MacGyver your way around this cliff ledge and take one down and take the other one down systematically like that. So, you know, it's just a matter of patience with a lot of snipers, you know, folks. If you attack the sniper's head on, obviously you're gonna get hit, because it's like you're running towards a sniper dead on. So be a bit patient, sneak your way around, and Bob is your uncle. By using our newly acquired Batarang, Batclaw, sorry, let's go inside this building here for another bit of a, well, not so much a, like, wait, we have a stealth sequence coming up, but this is more of a recurring area we go to, if I remember correctly. So let's play these, my English, my words are really frustrating me today. Let's play these mooks of physics. Boom! Goes the dynamite. I'm Batman. Although I have to say, one thing, even though I do love the way the combat works, it's like, particularly in the case by here, where you can see it, it looks really weird at times whenever you're just sort of ballerina-ing. Is that a verb? Ballerina-ing? Ballerina. Where you're sort of diving between enemies and enemies. It just looks so unnatural, especially for Batman. I don't know. I like the animations and whatnot. It seems really fluid, but it's just a tad unrealistic, you know, especially for Batman, who's meant to be this hulking, slow, methodical character, and then you just have him dancing around like bloody, I don't know, the Flash, just punching people left, right, and center. That's one of my friend's major complaints with this game anyway. He doesn't like how the combat has nothing, you know, the combat's really un-Batman-like in the fact that you're weaving in and out of enemies ultra quickly. And to a point, I agree with it, but I just can't help to feel badass when I'm using, you know, when I'm fighting mooks, so I don't usually particularly care. But anyway, in this giant hallway here, if you notice, there's actually a metal detector on the floor. If you walk through that metal detector, because of Batman's gadgets and whatnot, that will actually go off and alert all the guards in the area. And part of me was thinking, maybe I should show that off for this playthrough, but I didn't end up showing it off because I think I just missed it when I was playing, to be perfectly honest. That's the only thing to say. It's just a nice little attention to detail that metal detector's there, you know, folks. Granted, it's completely pointless to be there because, let's face it, anyone could just walk around that. It's not like there's a barrier or anything to stop you getting around like realistically there would be if there was a metal detector in a room. Because you think, the metal detector, let's have something to stop people from walking around said metal detector, you know? Well, I assume then again, they probably have guards and whatnot, but I digress. Let's just go ahead, find Dr. Young's research notes, and that's all we have to that. By the way, there's one riddle in this one room that always drives me mad, where it's, I believe the riddle is something like main man of the hall or something, and I used to think for the longest time it was the giant statue that I just walked past and got a Riddler Trophy out of. No. The answer to that riddle is basically one picture on the other side of the hall. You'll see what I'm talking about when I actually do end up scanning it, but it's a bit of a minor annoyance to me personally. But there's that. Them's them apples. And that's room with the barrier. We will not be accessing that for quite a long time, if I recall correctly, during this playthrough. So, yeah, there's that. There's that.
Where did she go? Answer me! I said I don't know! She could be anywhere! Are you looking to die? Are you?
What's that collar do? Why is it making that noise?
It's the suicide collar, but it sounds weird.
Suicide collar?
Well, they've got some other name, but, well, we just use them to monitor patients' heartbeats. If it drops too low, the alarm goes off and a crash team rushes in.
And so does my crew if you trigger one. How do you like them apples, bats? Standing around in the... let's see... the West Wing. They'd be there now if they weren't busy knocking a little sense into cash. I'll tell you what. I won't spoil the surprise and let them know you're coming.
If it's one thing I'll say about the Joker, he's really sportsman when it comes to things like that. I don't know, it's very strange that he's very sportsman-like. But yes, from this point onwards in the entire game, ladies and gentlemen, the mooks will now be armed with Scream suicide collars, which means if you kill a mook, other mooks will be alerted to its presence, and, well, we can actually use that to our advantage to booby trap the body, which you may see me do at a later point. It's actually one of my favorite things to do is booby trap the enemy's bodies, but it's time for yet to see another stealth sequence here, folks. And because of these little suicide collars these enemies have, the stealth sequences get a little bit trickier purely because, well, now enemies will be alerted to the body that gets killed first, so you just need to think about your approach in each of these situations, you know. Think about where all the enemies are placed, what will be the best suitable way to go about and kill these, well, you're not killing your Batman, knock these guys out, you know, folks. I think I do quite a good job with this particular stealth sequence, but you do get some really, really, really tricky ones later down at some point in the playthrough. Well, yeah, later in the playthrough you'll end up having really tricky issues, like later on is one stealth sequence in particular, and I'll probably point out and complain about when I get to it. It's without doubt the hardest stealth sequence in the entire game. And whenever you see grates on the floor, I don't think I made use of these yet. You can jump inside the grates, and if there's an enemy nearby, you can do a sort of grate takedown. So you pop out the grate, go, surprise, motherfucker, and nuke them, you know, folks, which I love. I love it when games give me so much variety like that. Like, I say a lot of things against Assassin's Creed, for example. But one thing I will always praise about Assassin's Creed, there's always a million ways to kill a mook. You can always think, okay, there's an opening here, I can kill... There's always something different you can do, you know, folks. Not every playthrough will be the same. Unless, of course, you play like me and you just take this straightforward approach like I usually do. Oh my god, that guy just fell straight off the balcony. That must have hurt. It's like a story or so drop, and he landed face first as well. My god. I don't know if it's in this game as well, but if it... In one of these Batman games, I think it's the second game to get this built. You'll be able to disarm enemies with the back claw. I kind of miss it, to be honest, in this one, but because it's so useful in the second game. But I digress. Let's free these guards.
Thanks.
Where did Dr. Young go?
I told her to run. These guys came in looking for her. I told her to go to her office and hide.
Does she keep her records there?
I guess. She was pretty desperate to get in there. Her office is over there.
How long ago was this? I need to find her notes before Joker gets his hands on them.
20 minutes, maybe more. What's so important about the notes?
Joker wants them. That makes them important. Stay here. I'm going to find her.
Not a problem. I'll try the radio, see if anyone else is around.
I've just realized something. Like, Aaron Cash there, he gets kidnapped a hell of a lot during the course of this game now that I realize it. Like, a good 2 or 3 times we have to rescue him. I'm just really all I think of now is Aaron Cash turning around and going, "Your princess is in another castle." Or another asylum, I suppose, because this is an asylum we're in. But I digress. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be stupid, people. And when we return next time, we will be continuing onwards and gaining access to Dr. Young's research notes and hopefully helping out the good doctor from the grips of the Joker squad, if you will. So, thank you all for watching. Like I said, hope you all enjoyed. Don't be stupid, people. I'll catch you all next time. Bye!